Evening all. So, a bit of a catch-up really, this one. Just kind of going through what has been going on. It's been 3 weeks now since I've been back into this whole pigeon thing. And it's been quite a busy 3 weeks, to say the least. So, again, it's kind of just an overview of where I'm at and what's been going on, and reviewing it all. So first things first, the article that I wrote in various papers last week, it came out last week, it was in the RP, it was in the British Homing World, genuinely been blown away by the reaction to it. I started getting, my very first phone call was on the Thursday from a very nice 80-year-old gentleman saying how good he thought it was. I've had emails, I've had phone calls, I've had text messages as a result of that article. And again, I'm very aware that people are not going to bother to message you or call you thinking it was a load of rubbish. So there's probably people out there that think it was. But I have to say, it seems to have gone well. And I'm going to be doing a follow-up to it over the next few weeks. In the next couple of weeks, I'll be putting a follow-up to it out. Speaking of which, I've had a few negatives. I've had the typical smattering of negative people. 5% of people are always going to, for whatever reason, not like you, think you're up to something that is to be not trusted or whatever. I had in particular a couple of people that have been spreading posts in Facebook groups about me and that my intentions are not as they seem. And it all sparked because I put out a week ago a video about Bitcoin and people accepting Bitcoin if they run a business. And in that video, I briefly spoke about it. Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is my main business. It's what I do full time. That's my core business, and I've been in it for 6 years. So I just simply put out a video explaining a little bit about it, saying, listen, this is a thing that you can accept payments all around the world instantly, pretty much. And if you want it, here's a free download copy of the book that I wrote about it. That was it. And somehow or another, from that, I've got people saying, yeah, told you he was only in it for the money, and he's targeting pigeon people for his cryptocurrencies and whatever other crap that they said. Each to their own. What I will say is, I think there's bigger markets to target than pigeon people if I was indeed targeting a market to sell and talk to people about cryptocurrencies. And again, with all negative people, there's only so much you can do. I don't subscribe to the idea of just ignoring them, like some people say. I think they should be tackled and they should at least be responded to, which I've done, without going into massive conversations with them. I only this morning responded to what seems to be the main ringleader of it all, who actually, after I spoke to him, it turns out he really hates cryptocurrencies and he thinks I'm in it for some other reason other than just pigeons. His comment was, he's not a pigeon guy. Well, actually, off and on, I've kept pigeons since I was the age of 12 years old, so I am. And he thinks I've got ulterior motives, which leads me to my next thing of my real intentions. I have said for the last 3 weeks, my intentions are the following: to help try and revolutionise the sport, to give people as much information as I can, and to much help. Any organisation or association that wants my help for free can get it. It's as simple as that. My entrepreneurial and commercial intention one day is to own a stud of top quality birds, the best that I can put together, and have that stud compete in one-off races. And yes, that is a commercial, will one day be a commercial thing, but it will be a commercial thing with its own right, in that any money it makes will simply go back into building up the stud bigger and better and entering more one-off races and producing better birds. That is my intention. I have zero interest in trying to make a single penny out of any pigeon man other than one day selling birds to put money back into building up my stud, which has been one of my long-term plans forever and a day. Since I was a young kid and used to go around Llewellyn Pigeon World when they had thousands of birds in that one big place. Since then, I've wanted to do my own thing, like have my own stud. And one day that'll happen. Like I say, I'll be competing in one-off races and I will try and get as big and as better as I can over a period of time. At some point, that'll kick in this year. That is my only commercial endeavour that I plan to do. I have zero interest in making a penny off anybody. The 2 websites that I've set up are free, will always be free. I'm even offering free advertising on Racing Pigeon International to anybody that wants advertising while we get up and running. Anybody can advertise on there by hitting me up for free. I don't think I can get my intentions anymore. People want to think that that I'm doing it for some other reason. Let them go ahead. Which leads me on to say, I have met so many great people in the last 3 weeks. I've spoken to tens of people. I've spoken to lots of people on Facebook. I've had many a phone call with such great people. And trust me, the great people that I've met far outweigh these few negative idiots that think my intentions are not real or whatever they think. It's always the same. I knew it would be the same. I am aware that certain pigeon people are a breed of themselves. I was completely aware of that when I was a kid, actually. And nothing seems to have changed. But again, you can't let the few spoil the experience. And very much, this has been a pleasing thing for me for the last 3 weeks. Even my girlfriend said, you're really buzzed. You're really, I'm really upbeat and excited in the last 3 weeks. She's seen a difference in me, and that's because I'm actually doing something I love doing. Don't get me wrong, I'm passionate about my main business, but you can only look at trading pages and numbers on a screen for so long before you get a little bit bored with it. This is something of passion, and that's why I'm so excited about it. So, yeah, generally the experience has been great. Like I said, the feedback from the article was good, and I've got, in the last week or so, there's a lot of the ideas I initially put in that article that have been expanded and developed even more, which I'll talk about in the next article. It's good. Lead me on to the website. Actually, before the website, I attended my first RPRA regional meeting on Saturday, just as a spectator. Really, I'm a member of the RPRA, but I'm not a member of the club. And I attended the East Midlands region just to go and spectate and see what happened. And it was similar to what I thought it was going to be, if I'm honest. Over an hour was dominated by an appeal from a guy that was that had been banned, or I can't remember the word, they expelled from his club and federation. And the appeal went his way, and ultimately it seemed to be, it was more of a personal thing between a few club members and this guy, and the rest was normal business. And I was speaking to a few people there, and the idea that the RPRA is ran, or the sport is ran from the ground up, is great in theory, but in practice it doesn't really work, because of the 170 odd clubs that were in the East Midlands region. There was only 25 people there, and 3 of them were on the committee, and a few of them were there to about this particular appeal. So there's about 10% representation, and that's the biggest problem. I also found out that the top 22 people on the board of the RPRA can never have any business interest in pigeons. Now, some would say that's right because of the conflict of interest. I would say that's completely wrong. If you can never be on the board of the RPRA, that would indicate that you can never have people that are perhaps more ambitious and forward-thinking than some people that may be on there at the moment. Obviously, if there's a direct conflict about something that the board has to deal with, that you would be, as a board member, in direct conflict with, you just don't have any votes on that case, that particular thing. But the fact that if you're on the board of the RPRA, you can have no business interest in pigeons, That just doesn't make any sense to me. That's ruling out the very people that you want on the board of the RPRA. That was my takeaway from it, and some of the more things that I learned. So, coming on to websites that I've set up. So, it took me 2 weeks to do, and I've set up 2 websites. RacingPigeonInternational.com, which I intend to be a hub for news. I want news, I want live reports. I don't just want normal writing. I want live reports, Facebook streams, live video streams from events, from interviews, from loft visits, from birds coming in to people's lofts on race days. This is going to be different. This is going to use the technology that we're blessed to have, and Racing Pigeon International is going to embrace that technology. I want live streams of auctions going on all around the world, and I want anything that will bring in that new technology to be able to share what's going on globally around the world of pigeons. If you are living in a country and you think you can be a reporter for Racing Pigeon International, and you can go out there with your mobile phone and start doing reports from people's lofts and start doing live broadcasts and write up about what's going on in your country, I want to hear from you. Just email me, mark@racingpigioninternational.com, and you're on board. I want as many people involved around the world with this as possible. So that's the first site. And we've got job sections, classified sections. We're offering free advertising on the website for anybody who wants to advertise. There's a bunch more. Check it out and you'll see what I mean. The second website is this one here, racingpigeonnetwork.com. The first, and from what I know, only social media network for the sport of racing pigeons. It will be very much like Facebook. You can go there now. It's launching tomorrow, officially launching it tomorrow. We already have 55 people registered. And it will be essentially the Facebook for the racing pigeon sport. Again, available to anybody worldwide. Is free to join, will always be free to join, and is a way of centralising everything that's going on with the pigeon sport into Racing Pigeon Network. Feeding information from Racing Pigeon International as it comes. We're going to automate it so that any news coming into Racing Pigeon International goes straight to racingpigeonnetwork.com. And again, go and have a look, sign up and spread the word about it. Thank you to the over 500 people that have liked the Racing Pigeon International Facebook page. All of the Facebook related info coming from those 2 sites will go to that page. So if you want to find out more about that, go and sign up to and like the Racing Pigeon. So like my parrot's flying around, the Racing Pigeon International Facebook page. So that's it. That's been my 3 weeks. It's been a busy 3 weeks. The next 3 weeks are going to be continually, increasingly busy. I'm looking forward to a meeting that hopefully is going to happen between Ian Evans and Richard Chambers, the RPRA. I have some other meetings scheduled from some great people in this sport of pigeons as well. I'm looking forward to doing them. The next 3 weeks for me is going to be as busy as the last 3 weeks. I've got to travel actually at some point in the next 3 weeks. I'm away out of the UK for a little bit. But yeah, big things happening. I want as many people involved. So go to Racing Pigeon International, check it out, racingpigioninternational.com, and sign up to the social network for racing pigeons at racingpigeonnetwork.com as well. This is the very beginning. You haven't seen anything yet. There's a lot more to come. There's a lot more that we can do. And this is only the very beginning of the revolution that I want to see in the sport of racing pigeons around the world. I'm not just focusing on the UK. I want to bring the rest of the world, everybody we can, together to create one big group of people all around the world that essentially love this sport. So thank you for watching. I will catch you all soon. If you want to see me go live and be notified when I go live on this account, just hit the get notifications thing that you will see on this feed. Go and like the Racing Pigeon International Facebook page if you will. Check out Racing Pigeon Network, and I will catch you very soon. Keep flying.